Introduce myself. I'm Raghu. I'm having around 10 plus years of experience in this SAP consulting industry, and I'm having around 7 to 8 plus years of experience in this teaching industry. So this is about me. So let me share my screen. So before we start, do you have any idea what is SAP? What is this EWM? Do you have any basic idea here? So what is
Yes, I have an idea like SAP is a ERP tool, correct?
correct? Correct. SAP is nothing but a ERP.
Yes.
Which is used to handle the supply chain management related process. Like what is supply chain management? From point of origin to point of consumption, whatever the chain of activities we are doing, that is called the supply chain management. Like, for example, let's talk about Apple. So Apple designed in California, manufacturing is happening all over the world. Foxconn manufacturing something, Applied Materials manufacturing something, even Samsung also manufacturing something, and everything is going to China. In China, they are doing the assembly. From China, it is coming to India. So from point of origin to point of consumption, whatever the chain of activities happening, so that is all together, it is called the supply chain management. See, since the supply chain management process is a very, very big process, we cannot maintain or handle all things manually. You have to have some system to maintain everything efficiently, correct? So that is what SAP. SAP is nothing but a ERP which is used to manage the resources properly and eliminate the errors. SAP is nothing but a ERP. So ERP is basically it's a tool which is used to utilize the resources properly and eliminate the errors. So SAP is one of the ERP which is used to handle the supply chain management process.
Yes.
Okay. In the supply chain management process, the procurement activity will be handled by MM module, warehousing activity will be handled by EWM module, manufacturing activity handled by PP module, sales related activity will be handled by SD. Sales related activity will be handled by SD. Okay. So sales related activity will be handled by SD. So likewise, every process, so SAP is having in order to manage every process in supply chain management, SAP is having different separate module. Okay, what is MM? MM is a module of SAP which is used to take care of the procurement. What is EWM? EWM is a module of SAP, another part of SAP which is used to handle the warehouse management. So now what is SAP? SAP is a ERP which is used to handle the supply chain management. What is EWM? EWM is a part of EWM is a part of SAP which is used to handle the warehouse management related activities in the supply chain management. So is it clear now?
Yes.
And I hope there is no questions here. Correct. Okay.
Means like SAP is handle the supply chain management, correct?
Yes, SAP is a ERP which is used to handle the supply chain management. Okay. In what is EWM then? EWM is a part of SAP. EWM is a module of SAP which is used to take care of the warehousing management related activities. What is MM? MM is a part of SAP again, another module which is used to take care of the procurement related activities.
Yes. Correct. SAP is the ERP which is handle the supply chain management, and ERP is the module which is handle the
ERP is a software which is used to handle the supply chain management, and SAP is one of the brand. Okay, SAP is one of the brand. Like we have Oracle, we have Microsoft Dynamics, but why we are going for SAP? SAP is number one in the ERP for more than 15 to 20 years. Yes. SAP is the only one software where you can cover the entire supply chain. Oracle is good, but Oracle is good in finance. They are focused into finance, but SAP is not like that. You know, almost all the entire core supply chain management process will be handled efficiently with SAP.
Okay. Understood.
Perfect. So now that is the basic thing. Okay. Now you know MM module, right? In MM module also, will be having a plant and storage location. MM module also will be having a plant and storage location. So that means we can able to store the material in MM module also. Then why we are going for EWM? Right? If you can store the material in MM itself, you can procure the material and you can keep it in a stock. Why do we have to go for EWM? Any idea?
In MM module included the plant related and STOs क्या लिखा है वो? STO स्टॉक की नीचे plants and stock. Hello.
No.
This is,
What I'm asking, I'm not asking the details here. Okay. See, you can store the material in MM module also,
yes.
right? You can you can receive the material, you can store the material. Then why we have to go for EWM? When you can store you have a facility to store the material in MM itself, why do you have to go for EWM? See,
Because,
basically, yeah.
Because in EWM model, all the material receive the product from the vendor and then put all the material in warehouse.
No, it is not necessary. You can store it in storage location also. It is not necessary that you have to put everything in storage, warehouse. Then what is the use of it? If there is no necessary, what is the use of it? See, that is where the picture comes to. See, I'm telling you, I kept your mobile in your room.
Yes.
How long it will take to search within your room? Maybe 5 minutes, right? Because it's a very small, correct? So the similar way, when I'm saying I kept your mobile in the mall, will you be able to identify?
No.
No, that's the difference. When your storage location is a smaller one, we can manage it with the MM itself. Whereas the same plant and the storage location is big, obviously you have to go for it because you don't have the traceability name. You can store the material, but you don't have the traceability. You cannot maintain inventory efficiently. I can tell you the material is available in storage location. You have to go inside and search everywhere, then you have to identify the product. But whereas in this EWM, I can give you the exact location of the material no matter how big the data. See, for example, I can give you this location. See, you go to the warehouse, okay? You go to the storage type 1, okay? Under storage type 1, go to storage section 1, okay? Fine. Go storage section 1, bin number 3, right? So this is a place the material is stored here. This is a place where the material is stored. How does the system moves? So if you implement EWM, right, system will have all the information. Each bin, how many quantities available, how much you can still more bring, how much empty space, right? Everything will system automatically tell.
Automatically, okay.
Right? System will have all the information. When did you receive? How much you receive? Where you have stored? You have stored previously where? Which location? Everything you can get it from the system. So when you implement EWM, right, you will be having the exact location of the material. You don't have to go and search everywhere. It's not like MM. So you can directly go as per these details. You can directly go to this place and you can pick the product, no matter how big the warehouse, even if it is a 1 square kilometer. Okay. That is a basic functionality. So what is EWM? EWM is basically it is used to maintain the inventory. It will give you the traceability and maintain the inventory efficiently. So these are the two basic activities which is given by SAP EWM. So that means something else is there. It is a basic requirement. What EWM can do, EWM by basic, it will give you the traceability and it will give you the it is used to maintain inventory efficiently. But EWM is not only meant to do that. Okay, EWM also used to perform the complex business processes. Right? It is used to perform the complex. See, it is an advanced version of warehouse management. Okay. It is not only used to perform the basic traceability and maintain the inventory efficiently. It is also used to perform the complex business process. You know, there is a module called WM in SAP. WM, warehouse management.
Yes.
Right? So that is the older version. So why we are going for EWM? EWM is meant to be performed for the complex business processes, like process-oriented storage control, layout-oriented storage control, value-added services, cross-docking. I'll keep you posted. I'll explain you later. Maybe in upcoming slide, what are the complex processes it will be handled. So that I'll explain you later. Okay. So any questions, any doubts now?
Yes, I have question. So system already know where to store the product, where store to be, this raw material or stock and product. So my question is, system already know about all. So what work do we have? What is our
System
work?
knows means we have to do the configuration, then only system will know how to do it. System is not going to, nothing works like this, right? So we have a product, we have a software, we have to feed into the configuration so that the system will get to. And who is going to feed those information? That is we as a consultant.
Okay.
So we have to tell the system. System is not going to understand automatically. How does the system? See, you have to sit with your client. You have to understand the warehouse, right? You have to gather the requirements. Based on the requirement, you have to do the setup configuration in the system. So then only system will understand. Correct?
Yes.
So we are the one who do the setup in the system. Then only system will understand the process. Okay, so then, okay, now let's understand how the warehouse is being properly structured. So I was telling you that, okay, so you go to your warehouse and go to storage type, go to storage section, go to storage bin, you'll be having the material, correct? So, like, how do you properly classify it? How do you properly structure it? Okay, so that is what we are going to see today. So enterprise structure, org structure of EWM. Org structure of EWM. Structure of EWM. So basically, yeah, so the entire warehouse, the entire part is a warehouse. Okay, you see the entire building is a warehouse here. The entire building is a warehouse. The entire building is a warehouse, and inside the warehouse, you will be having a storage tape. So based on your requirement, so they will be creating the storage tape. Storage, it can be, for example, you have one place where you can store the raw materials, another place where you can store the finished product, another place where you can store the, cold storage materials, right? So the warehouse, the entire building is a warehouse, and inside the warehouse there can be storage tape. Storage tape can be divided into, warehouse can be divided into multiple storage tape based on your requirement. Okay, and you see this, for example, this is your here. You see, the entire building is a warehouse. Okay, so and then you see the lot of, again, so you have a lot of storage. The warehouse can be divided into storage type R09, R10, R11, R12, R13, 14. Okay, these are storage types. Again, the storage types again having a multiple rows and racks. You see here, this R09 again having multiple rows.
Yes.
Right. So that is been called as storage sections. That is been called as storage sections. Okay. So the storage further, if the storage type is having any further rows and racks, that can be created as a storage section. Okay. So the storage type is having multiple rows and racks, then it can be created as a storage section. So then you see here, so there is a space inside the storage section. There is a space where you can store the material. Inside the storage section, there is a space where you can store the material. That is called as storage bin. Okay, that has been called as storage. It has been called as storage bin. It has been called as storage bin. So what is storage bin? Storage bin is a place where you can store the material physically. Okay. So we'll have a warehouse. Inside the warehouse, there will be a storage type. Inside the storage type, there will be a storage section. Inside the storage section, storage bins will be there. Okay. So inside the storage bin, the material will be stored physically. So storage bin is a final place where you can store the material physically.
Okay.
Any questions? Any doubts?
It is a storage type. How to means like judge this is a whole storage type and it is a storage bin.
Sorry, come again.
How to classify this is a storage bin or this is a storage type?
See, that will be having a number. First, you have to understand the basic. Okay, so for example, so this is the entire building is a warehouse, right? You have one place where you can store the raw material. You create one storage type. Only raw material will be stored here.
Yes.
Okay. Again, let me be have another place where you can store the finished goods. Okay, you can store all the finished goods here.
Yes.
Okay? So inside the finished goods, like you'll be having a lot of rows, racks, right? Again, you create as a storage section. And each section will be having a space where you can store the material, right? If one unique number will be there to store, to identify the space. Storage bin or storage type or storage section, we'll be creating on unique numbers. So this is a storage type. So this is a storage inside the storage type. This is a storage section. Inside the storage section, there is a storage bin. You'll be having a unique number. Okay, and within that, we will be creating one by one.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so here this is the enterprise structure. This is how the enterprise structure will be maintained. So warehouse number, storage type, and storage section we discussed. Okay, activity area I don't want to do it now. Maybe you can let me later. Okay, so now how the connection is happening between S4 system and the EWM system. Okay, so we are just EWM working on EWM. So that means just like that I will create the warehouse and I will start working in the warehouse. No, it is not possible. For example, if you are working in a warehouse, right? Somebody has to place the order. Material has to come to the warehouse. Then only you will be performing the warehousing activity. You will be performing the goods movement inside the warehouse. Correct? Then who will be placing the order? How the material is coming automatically into the warehouse? Is it coming automatically into the warehouse? Material truck is coming? No. Somebody has to place the order, right? Who will be placing the order? So that will be placed by MMT, right? So the similarly, like I told you, EWM cannot work independently. So the plant and storage location should be assigned with the EWM. So that means this plant and storage location need to have managed EWM activity. If you wanted to activate EWM activity, then you have to assign the plant and storage location with the EWM. Okay. So that means we cannot work independently. Just like that, I will create the warehouse, I'll start work. No.
Okay.
Okay, just like that. You cannot do that. It will be always like, assigned with the plant and storage location combination.
Yes.
Okay.
A plant means like, for example, one plant means like one area, correct?
Plant can be the manufacturing area, plant can be the storage area, or plant can be the operation area.
Okay, yes.
So plant
It is under a warehouse, no? Plant under the warehouse?
No. You see, under the plant will be having the warehouse. So plant will be always upstream. Right? If the plant you need more, if the plant is having large space, then only you go for EWM. Right? If the plant is having a small one, if the storage locations are very small, you don't go for EWM, you manage with IM levels.
For example, we sometimes we say one plant is there, like for is a building and like a flat system. So we are say sometimes this is one plant like this, correct?
I don't get it. Sometimes this is one plant means
Plant means like is a one place this under the warehouse related material is we are going and it is put all the stock and warehouse related material in plant.
See,
And
plant is the upper stream. Okay, that means again I'm telling you, plant can be the manufacturing area, plant can be the storage area, or plant can be the operational area. Okay, so you can also store the material inside the plant. Okay. If the plant is big, then only EWM will come into the picture. If the plant is small plant, then you don't have to go for EWM. Okay, it is not like under EWM plant is coming. Under plant EWM will be coming. You see, this is a main thing. If you have a small plant, then you don't have to go for EWM. Then how the EWM will come on top of plant? No. Plant will come on the top, then after that EWM will come into the picture if the plant is very big.
Yes, now understood.
Okay, basically what are the processes will be there? So this is an inbound process, like whenever the material is coming inside, right? That is the inbound process. Whenever the material is going out, that is outbound process, or internally also you can move the material from one storage state to another storage state. So we have, this is a very common high level process. So inbound process, outbound process, and the okay. So inbound process, outbound process, and the internal movement. So these are the high level overview business processes. Okay. So like I told you, like, this EWM is not only need to be performed the simple inbound process, it is also performed to the complex business processes. Okay, complex business processes. Now we'll see one by one. See, in the EWM also will be supporting the handling unit. What is this handling unit? Handling unit is a process of packing the main metal with the packaging material. Handling unit is a process of packing the main metal with the packaging material. Okay. Handling unit is a process of packing the main metal with the packaging material. Okay. So when you are performing the packing, there will be one unique number will be generated. So that is called as handling unit. So once you completed the packing, there will be one unique number will be generated. That is called as handling unit number. Using the number, you can be able to track the material both inside and outside of the warehouse. No matter how big the warehouse is, still you will be able to track the material. Okay, for example, you are receiving 1000 quantity and you are receiving 10 boxes. Each box there will be one HU number will be generated, handling unit number. Unique number will be there. So using the number, you will be able to track whether the material, which location the material is available, which storage bin the material is available. You will be able to track it. You will be able to track it. So that is a handling unit. Handling unit is a process of packing the main material with the packaging material. And after you complete the packing, the handling unit number will be generated. That is very important to track the material both inside and outside of your warehouse. Okay. Storage, process-oriented storage. Process-oriented storage. Process-oriented storage. So what is this process-oriented storage? So basically in EW, if you talk about the basic inbound activity, see normally this is your warehouse, the truck will be coming here. So in the basic activity, we'll receive the material, we'll unload the material, keep it in some temporary area. From temporary area to we'll be moving to the physical final storage state. So physical final storage state, right? So that basic activity. Normally the material will come, you will unload and keep the material into somewhere. From there, here you will be moving to the physical storage state. Okay, you'll be moving to the physical storage state. That's the basic activity. But EWM will be performing process-oriented storage. That means it is not only performing the simple inbound activity, it is also used to perform the complex inbound activity. That means the material will be receiving the material, the door. Okay. So from the door, you have to, there is a box you are receiving. The box needs to be moved to the GR area. Unloading, you will be keeping it some unloading area. Then the box needs to be moved to another place where you can perform the deconsolidation. Deconsolidation means you have to open the box and take out the products. Each product will go to different place. Each product will go to different place. Okay. So material A has to go to this storage state, material B has to go to this storage state. How do we configure? This is not a simple one. Right? So, and you cannot say that, oh, this is very simple, or my people know that, like, normally truck will come, you will be move the box to the unloading area. From unloading area to deconsolidation, then they know, right? They have to open the box and this product has to go to this product. But this is not the case for all the product. This is one of the material. But for our other material, we have to perform different set of activity. When I'm receiving potatoes, I'll receive the potatoes, I'll be moving to the unloading area. First, I have to move to the cleaning station. Once the cleaning is done, I will move to the sorting station. In sorting station, small potato has to go to this place, big one has to go to this place. But for tomato, I have to perform different process. How does a user remember all these steps, right? For every product.
Yes.
You cannot remember, correct? If it is a simple process, means everything you are just like that, you are receiving here, moving to final page, that is okay. But if you are performing some additional activity based on each and every material that differs, then obviously you cannot handle it. So to handle that one, we have a concept called process-oriented storage. Before you move the material to the final storage state, if you wanted to perform some process in between, then you can use the concept called POC. You can use the concept called POC. You can use the concept called POC. Okay, before you move the material to the final place, if you wanted to perform some additional activity here, you can use the concept called POC. So this is a one way of how to handle the complex business processes. If you do the configuration, system will automatically tell you, okay, you are receiving potato, first you do this, then you do this, you do this. Okay, you are receiving tomato, first you do this, you move here, then you do this. Like this, you can have different configurations for the different material. So different process based on the material that can be done. Then layout oriented storage control. So
I have a
layout-
question. You are saying the configuration in SAP there are two types of two things, the configuration and customization, correct?
configuration and customization. Okay.
Means like configuration means as per our requirement perfectly by the product. This is configuration, and customization means product not our requirement.
Configuration.
Yes.
Configuration. Yeah.
It means like in SAP there are two things, no, configuration, customization, correct?
Yes.
Configuration means as per your requirement by the product is called configuration. Example, customization means a product or not our requirement, so fit and manage the custom product, correct?
See, simple. When you do something in the system, that is a configuration. Configuration. Okay. When you are not able to do or achieve the things using the configuration, then you will go for the customization. Then you have to work with ABAP team. That is a coding part. We are not talking about the customization. We are talking about the configurations.
Okay.
Customization will be done by coding, ABAP team. You have to give the requirement. So we are not discussing about the customization on this. Okay. We are talking about the configuration.
Yes.
Okay. Then layout oriented storage control. So layout oriented storage control is basically, it is based on your warehouse layout. So in case if the materials needs to be moved to the hierarchy area, so the material cannot be directly moved to the hierarchy area, it needs to be moved to the identification point. Why we are sending it to identification point? Because the material, the box needs to be checked before you move to the final place, hierarchy area. So make sure this box can be like, it's not damaging, the weight is okay, so that it can travel to the container, it will travel to the conveyor or lift. Okay, so before we are moving to the hierarchy area, if you wanted to perform some checks based on the weight and dimension, so that it will not damage the lift or conveyor, we can use the concept called layout oriented storage. The layout oriented storage control will be used only when you are using into the hierarchy, when you are storing the material into the hierarchy storage.
Yes.
Okay, then value added services. So in the warehouse, it is not only just like that you can store the material. So of course you can store the material. That is a very basic requirement. So apart from that, you can also perform some additional activity. For example, you are receiving the material into the GR area, and the GR, before you move the product to the final physical storage state, you have to perform some additional activity like cleaning, you have to perform oiling, you have to perform packaging, counting, right? So all these activity also you'll be able to perform. So whenever you are performing additional activity inside your warehouse, that is being called as value added services. That is being called as value added services. So what is this value added services? So before you move the material to the final place, if you wanted to perform any additional activity, that can be called as value added services. Okay, value added services.
Yes.
Fine. So for example, the truck is coming. You are receiving the material to the GR area. Then from there you are moving to the work center where you can do the painting. Once the painting is done, you are moving to another place where you can do the packing. Once the packing is done, then it will be moved to the final storage. So this process is called as value added service. This process is called as
This process is called as
value added services. In your warehouse, if you are performing some additional activity like painting or packaging, that is being called as a value added services.
Okay.
That is also possible. Then yard management. See, like basically what is yard? Yard is a, see, for example, in your home, you will be having some space, small space outside of your house to have a small sit out area, garden, right? That is your yard, right? The similar
It's a
way,
short area.
yeah. So similar way, when you are having like some space where you can park the vehicle and other open space after, I mean outside of your warehouse, that is being called as a yard. So basically, it is a place where you will be parking, the vehicle will be parked in other areas, that is called as a yard, right? So basically, if you wanted to track the activity which is happening outside of your warehouse wall, that is being called as yard. Okay. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to if you wanted to track the activity which is happening outside of your warehouse wall, that is also can be achieved using yard management. Using yard management.
Yes. I have question. Oh, yes. Is all the activities performing yes for HANA? Yes for HANA. No?
We are going to S4HANA. Yeah, we are using S4HANA. We are not using the decentralized. Okay.
But what is S4 HANA?
S4HANA is the latest version. So
Okay, it is
previously, it is the latest version. Previously, there is a two different version. One is a decentralized, and another one is a S4HANA. But decentralized now we are not using. Still, the companies, some companies are running in decentralized, but the future is S4HANA. That is the latest.
No, I think मुझे लगता है एक second. Just a second. There are two implementation methods, no? Embedded and decentralized.
It is not a method. It's not an implementation method. Okay. It is a system version.
It is not an environment.
It is a version. It's a older version. It's a decentralized one. The latest one will be the S4HANA. When you are talking about the decentralized, you have to have a two different system, right? When you decentralized, ECC is a separate system, EWM is a separate system. When we are talking about S4HANA embedded, there is a single system here. Within the system, you should be able to perform both MM activity and EWM.
Okay. Means like it is a in SAP EWM module. So there is a system version embedded and decentralized, correct? And so both use S4 HANA system, correct?
I'm telling you same thing again. There is a two different version. One is a ECC decentralized, another one is S4 embedded system. That's it.
Okay. So in embedded, we are getting in same box like S4 HANA and EW in same box, correct? Decentralized, we are receiving multiple boxes. Means like difference. Decentralized in
you can
decentralized.
See here, right? You can see here. This is a ECC. This is a EWM. This is a decentralized. Two different boxes. Whereas S4 HANA is the same box. You can get both things.
Yes.
Okay, that's so. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Yes, sure.